Hola, my name is Lisette. Welcome back to my channel, Planning on Purpose, where we talk and share all things planning, financial, functional, and future planning. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for checking back in. I really do appreciate all of you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy watching. My husband and I are empty nesters. We are proud parents of two amazing daughters and promoted to grandparents over a year ago to a beautiful, precious granddaughter. In this new season of our lives, we are on a journey to be completely debt-free using a zero-based budget and cash stuffing method. Our biggest goal is to give, to invest, and most importantly, to retire early enough to actually enjoy it. If you are interested in learning more, please continue watching. With that, let's get started. Happy New Year, friends. You made it. We all made it. Happy 2024. I love January for many reasons. It is first of all my birthday month, but it's also a great restart month. It is a month that gives us permission to actually hit that restart button and start new. It's a breath of fresh air, right? Everyone is filled with motivation and so much focus and goal setting, and this is a great opportunity to really sit down and to start planning for what 2024 would look like, at least what you're dreaming of, and having a place to put all of those thoughts, all of those goals, all of those ideas, and all of those big dreams. We need some place to store them, not just our heads, because keeping them in our heads, it can get overwhelming. So having some place to actually dump all of that information is critical. And that's what brings me to my video today, because as I said in my intro, we're going to talk everything financial, functional, and future planning. So this is the future planning part and the functional. And I will use these to also incorporate my financial planning as well. But I'm going to walk you through the resources that I have lined up for myself to use in 2024. Now, full disclaimer, I could change my mind. I have the ability to do that. This is what I would like to use in 2024. Life may happen. Life may get in the way. There are things that can change. I know this. But I need something to start with. I can't start empty-handed. I can't start without having something in my arsenal to keep me organized and to actually have a location where I can write my dreams and my goals and my side hustles and all the things. So let's walk through what those are. Sorry about that. One thing I want to mention is my new writing utensil. It is a Pilot Precise V5. This is something that I have enjoyed using. You guys know that I am a lefty, just based on you've seen me write. And as a lefty, it is very hard to find a good writing instrument that does multiple things. Number one, and most important, it doesn't smear on my pinky or on my palm. All you fellow lefties out there, are you with me on this? Please, can you share in the how much of a pain it is when you look at your hand and you have ink all over your hand or all over your palm? So that's important. This is a gel pen. Gel pens for me have worked wonderfully as a left-handed person because they don't tend to bleed or run. So I do like gel pens. I also love my ballpoint pens. Every pen has its place, but ballpoint pens for lefties it's very hard to find one that doesn't smear. So I love the gel pen. It has a nice barrel. It's soft. So this is something new that I'm introducing. And full disclaimer, I am a stationery addict. I'm completely obsessed with stationery, but I have contained myself because I want to save money. But this is a good pen. So if you're a lefty and you're looking for a good writing instrument, try this one. This one will work for you. Again, this is just a plug for my left-handed friends. All right, let's get through what the goal for today is, which is talking about my planner lineup. You guys saw me introduce this a couple of weeks ago. This is something that I am using and I have been using for the last year and a half. So I started Moxie Life in June of 2022. I used it for all of 2023 and I repurchased it for 2024. This is my personal planner. One thing that I have learned that works for me, and I'm speaking from my perspective, is it's important for me to keep church and state separated. I do not like to combine the two. However, that can change as well, right? It's a new year. I'm open to change, but for now, I like to keep things very separated. Are there times and things that could come up that will overlap? Absolutely. And I'm going to cover those really quickly on how I am going to manage those things that tend to overlap. But for now, I love the Moxie Life. I will include the link to all of these products in my comments if you are interested in purchasing them. I am not an affiliate with Moxie Life or with the other planners, but I will be more than happy to send you those links to those planners. I love Moxie Life because I love the setup. I love that it talks about all of the different life categories that Sierra Friend, who is the founder and CEO of Moxie Life, has put together. She has over 20 years of experience in life coaching. She took her love for planning, her love of planners, and her experiences as a life coach, and has really developed a system that works. I am also a person that likes to have their full year in one place. I know that there are a lot of you that love, the disc bound systems or the monthly out of view process. Me personally, that requires work because I have to take the previous months out, put in new ones, keep track. It's just, for me personally, I look for simplicity. So having one full year in one location, like in one central place, is ideal for me. If the disc bound is your thing, do the disc bound. This is the Moxie Life Life Planner, and I absolutely love it. And this is the vertical weekly edition. So this is the goal setting and planner system. I absolutely love this system. It has a compass, it has a life compass, there's a place for annual goals, you have a vision board, you have your monthly, notice I have my paydays, you have a place to have reflections, you can take your yearly goals, break them down into monthly, the monthly goal, you break that down into a weekly action, right? This is the actual work that needs to be done in order for you to reach that goal. And then you have these weekly actions that you transfer into the day of the week that you would like to actually accomplish that task. So what I have found in planning, period, right, is that sometimes our goals are so big that they become overwhelming and they never get done because they just look so big. And the Moxie Life system definitely allows us that space and the pages to be able to chunk them down to make them actionable and doable. There's a place for monthly reflections. Every quarter she has the life compass again for a quarterly compass. So it kind of helps you see where you were and versus where you want to go. The life compass is exactly what it's intended to be. It tells you where you are so that you know where you want to go. And there's a whole exercise in the beginning of the planner that walks you through the assessment scoring and how to get that all done. It also helps you set intentions for the year. So this is definitely a planner that I really enjoy. This is going to be my personal planner. And yeah, I'm looking forward to using this year. All right, so this is personal. Let's move on. I'm gonna move this over here. One thing that I'm introducing new are two things. But you know what, before I get into that, let's talk about this wall calendar real quick. I am old school, you guys. I used to have a really big plotter on my desk at work with a calendar. You guys remember those where you rip off the top sheet? I lived by that thing. I am still a big wall calendar person. Now, I usually fill this out with my paydays, important holidays, important birthdays, and all that stuff. I haven't had a chance to do that because we've been traveling, but I will sit down today and actually get that done. But I love having this visual because if I'm not working in my planners and I'm doing something else and I need to know the date, I need to reference a date, this sits on my wall. It just hangs on my wall and it's a quick eye-catching place for me. It works for me. I love my wall calendar. I got this one from Amazon. I'll put the link below if you are interested. One thing you will notice about me is that I love simplicity. I don't like a lot of colors. I hate pink. I don't like anything bedazzled. I don't like flowers. Those to me are distractors. This is my personal opinion. I need simple and blank. I don't even like calendars that have lines. Not my thing. So the less distraction, the better. I just need to see the days and I need to see what I put inside of them. All this other stuff around in the borders, it's overwhelming for me and my brain. So you notice that everything that I use is clean. It's, great, what I call grayscaled. It's not a lot of color, nothing bright. Usually pastels or muted or earth tones is my thing. So a wall calendar for me works because this is just a good place for me to quickly glance and see where I am in the month. Two things that I am introducing new this year, and one of them is something that I used several years ago and I'm reintroducing. But here's something new, because as I build this channel and as I grow and I have other side hustles that I want to accomplish, I decided to invest. This was only $4.99 from Marshalls, you guys. It's a Rae Dunn monthly calendar. And what I will be using this for is my YouTube, this channel, and other side hustles that I am starting this year. So this is where I will put all of my content creation, all of my ideas, everything that I want to accomplish from this business, this side hustle, my personal business perspective, will go into here. Will I keep this? I don't know. But for $4.99, initially, this is how my brain is working in January of 2024, and this is where I want to start. So it's just a good place for me to list ideas and plan out my weekly posts, right? My weekly YouTube videos and a bunch of other things that I want to get done for my side hustle. So this is something new that I'm introducing for $4.99. It's not breaking the bank. If I decide that this isn't working, it's one too many planners, easy enough. I can just ditch it and be done with it. It's not a big investment. It's only $4.99. So this is going to be for my side hustle. My last planner that I'm going to present here today is this passion planner. And you guys have heard me say that 5 years ago, I was laid off. And a month before I was laid off, we had paid our last credit card bill. And we had paid off our last credit card. And that was a blessing. But that was a true blessing, although I was very depressed. And I had to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I watched a couple of YouTube videos on Passion Planner, became obsessed, and that was the first time I ever used Passion Planner. And it really helped me get my life together for that year as I was in transition. And I loved it. I loved the simplicity of it. You guys can see it's black, it's sleek, it's chic. It's a woman-owned business. One thing you would need to know about me is that I support women-owned businesses. This is also a women-owned business. And it has a women-only executive team, and I am here for that. Yes, I am. I'm here for all of it. So I'm a big supporter of women-owned businesses. So one thing that I will say is this Passion Planner really saved my life during those really dark moments where I didn't know where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do, having such a shock of losing a job that I had had for 16 years. So the Passion Planner is simple. It is easy to use. So let me talk you through a few of the things that I love about the Passion Planner. Number one, I love that it lays flat. I love that it doesn't do this. And when you're opening the book and this side does not lift. Once you use it every day, it starts to lay flat. And I love that. As a left-handed person, while I love Moxie Life, sorry about that. While I love Moxie Life, as a left-handed person, this thing can really get on my nerves. Anything coil can really drive me insane. So, but I love Moxie Life, so I'm willing to torture myself to go through that. So that's one thing that I love about the Passion Planner is that it lays flat. The quality of the paper, it's nice and thick. It's a really good cardstock that doesn't bleed. I love the simplicity of it. I love that it's grayscaled. This is the medium size. There's the bigger one, and then there's a compact one. This is the weekly predated. This is the weekly dated planner. This also comes undated, but I didn't want to go in here and start filling out all the dates, 52 weeks. Nope, I'm not doing that. And people like the undated because they use stickers and they flower, you know, they jazz it all up. I don't need all that. I like things to be very clean and very simple. So a couple of the things that I love about here, similar to Moxie Life, just captured differently. So it has this week's focus, good things that happened. It has a daily quote. Here is a section for your personal to-do list and your work to-do list. So I mentioned earlier that there are areas that may overlap, and I want to talk about that really quickly. There are things that as I'm planning in my personal planner, because let's say I have a personal doctor's appointment, or I have something personal to schedule for my daughters or my husband or somebody, I'm going to capture that as part of my my weekly actions, and I'm going to plop that in, right, on a specific day so that I can ensure that it gets done. Once I figure out what day, let's say I need to schedule an appointment with, for example, my Charles Schwab agency. I need to call them to schedule an appointment for myself regarding my investments and my savings. What I will do is, let's say I want to call them September 12th. I will put in here, call Charles Schwab. If I'm going to do that on Thursday, September 12th, I need to go to September 12th in here and write that down, right? That's where I will be using them in an overlapping way. So I will put in here to call, right? It will be in my personal to-do list, call Charles Schwab. And that's who I will call on the 12th. And I will put that as a top priority. So that's another area that I love about her. And here's why I love to use, I'm so excited to use Passion Planner, is in the past for work specifically, I was using this notebook, right? I was using my phone as my calendar, and I had this notebook to write down notes and reminders and all the things. But it was hard for me to reference back to see when I wrote that note, who was in the meeting, right? What was I talking about? Where was I? Because I do travel a lot for work. Who that interaction was with. So it was hard for me to capture that in a notebook format. I will still be using this because this serves a specific, a different purpose. So I will still be using this, but not relying on it for every single thing. What I love about using this planner moving forward is that I can write my actual appointments or my meetings in here. And over here is where I can write the notes pertaining to anything that's happened that week. So regardless of where I am in the United States and regardless of what I'm doing, I can actually write it down, because there are times where I do work in the evenings. I have things that I have to attend in the evenings. This gives me that opportunity to actually write that in as well. And so if something has happened on a specific day, I can write that in here. It also has a place for my work to-do list. So I was using this to capture notes, my work to-dos, and then if it wasn't on here for that day and I had to flip pages, right? Let's say I wrote it here and now I'm 3 pages ahead, but I didn't finish that task. I had to constantly flip back pages to make sure that I got that done. So I used this for the first year, but I did find that at the end of 2023, I was completely frustrated with this thing. And I felt lost, and I needed something where it was one central location. And so I'm super excited to start using Passion Planner again. Let me also share with you that at the end of every month, similar to Moxie Life, there is a monthly reflection with a couple of questions from 1 to 10. How do you feel overall about this past month? That's a good gauge. It's a good temperature take on how you feel for that particular month. This week's focus, this is going to help me laser in on what is important for me to get done that week. Because when I'm working with a list of things, they all seem important. And if I'm writing them down as I'm thinking about them, there's no way for me to categorize them. And that's where this is going to come into play, right? Because this isn't my idea dump. This is where my goals are. This is where I will be writing down, my brain dumps in here. But I'm going to take everything I'm writing in here and I'm going to transfer it and say, of all the things I wrote down, what can I focus on for this week? And so this is how I'm going to use my planner. It does have all of the major holidays throughout. I love that it has a ton of pages in the back, both in dot grid and blank. And so there's a lot of places to write down notes and keep track of things, which I'm a big note taker. So I love to write. That's going to work for me. It has a daily little tassel here for you to keep track of what day you're on. And then it has, similar to the Moxie Life, it has this little band to keep it together. It's compact. It's small. It's almost the same size as this. And if I'm traveling and I'm using a carry-on and my backpack, this fits perfect in my backpack. It's not a lot of weight and it's easily, it's easy for me to take around. So I'm super excited to use the Passion Planner because it's new and I know what it did for me 5 years ago. So I am so psyched to use this year. I can't wait. And that is my planner lineup, you guys. This is what I will be using for 2024. Let's recap. I'm making a mess over here. Let's recap a little bit. I'm going to use my wall calendar. This stays in my office. It stays on my wall. I need to fill it out, but it stays here. I have my Moxie Life for my personal use. This is the one that I am using for personal goals. And there are things that I will write in here that I will need to transfer into my business planner because let's say doctor's offices are only open during business hours. And so I need to make sure that I get that done, while I'm working. So I want to make sure that I have it in here as well. And then I have my content creation side hustle monthly calendar that I'm incorporating this year. This is it. This is my planner lineup for 2024. I'm bringing this to you with the hopes to motivate and to inspire you, to show you how I will be using it and give you ideas if you're conflicted and you're not sure what to use for 2024 and you're still in the hunt for something that works for you. I like to share how I'm using it. I hope that this has been helpful. That is all that I have for you for today. I am hopeful that you will have a wonderful 2024, that you have the right things in gear so that you can get started and start planning and really putting onto paper your dreams and your goals, because that's what makes them real and tangible and doable. That is all that I have for you, my friends. Until next Sunday, adios.